So you're saying there may have been a skill mismatch there?
That's what I'm saying. So, but we're going to get our first look at the Baltimore offense here. They're going to set up shop right around midfield, just short.
Be 1st and 10 at their own 47. We're going to get a quads look to the right. I'm thinking this looks like double pass.
Double pass is exactly what I was thinking.
Hey, gentlemen, y'all going to have to rehash everything. We were dealing with no audio for a second just based on the world that I'm living in right now. So y'all done a great job. I'm going to give everybody back. Oh, double pass.
And we are going to get the double pass.
And he is going to.
Oh, incomplete. Great play there made by the safety. I believe that was number 2, Montez Heron.
Gentlemen, did y'all hear what I said?
I did.
Okay, so go ahead and start brand new for us, please.
So we're going to
Nobody has a clue where we're at right now. They're all trying to figure out the game, the situation. So we act like this never happened. Round 1, here we go.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us here. Welcome to the game 1 of the 7th annual Dirty Bowl, broadcasting to you live here on the Score 58 Network. Matchup is featuring in white. You see the Indy Firehawks taking on in black the Baltimore United. I'm Alex Schaefer, joined by my colleagues Bo McMichael, who you just heard, and Craig Chapman, who's sitting at the desk to my right, bringing you live coverage of today's game here at George Pierce Park in Suwanee, Georgia. We're getting our first look at the Baltimore offense. And a nice pass out there for our first down, and then some, shakes a tackle. And we are going to get a flag down, though. Craig, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Anything you get to call football is a good day.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about what's on the line today for the game. It's a chance to punch the ticket to play in the Sunshine Bowl National Championship game in beautiful Miami, Florida on February 18th or 19th. The winner of today's game is going to face in the Sunshine Bowl the winner of our second game coming up at 4 o'clock. That will be between the Cincinnati Dukes and the Capital City Seahawks. So definitely make sure you stick around for that one with us. But first things first, we got to get ourselves a winner for game 1 here today, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, started off, we've had a double pass that was broken up on a nice play by Montrez Heron. And then that last play should have been a first down, got a block in the back call, so it'll drop back to 2nd down and about 4.
Yep. And a nice ball there on the out, near the first down marker.
Looks like they're going to give him the first down. It should be 1st and 10 at the Firehawks 43-yard line.
Catch made there by number 3 for Baltimore United. Unfortunately, no roster for us for United, so unable to call the names of the United. But now, since they're on defense, let's talk a little bit about the United as we take a look at this. Sorry, I didn't see it. Did they give him the first?
I think so.
So this first down play, quarterback number 13 in the shotgun, doubles look. But United have had a lot of success the last few years, even though they're only in their 3rd year. Oh, nearly intercepted there. Incomplete, trying to get it out number 14. Play made by number 34. And but they've been the runners-up of the last 2 Road to Sunshine tournaments. This year they're going to try to get over that hump and take that next step and get into the Sunshine Bowl here. But their path to this game has been kind of controversial. They had a team that refused to travel to them to play them in the first round of the tournament, and then they've had scheduling issues with referees for 2 games. So this is really their last opportunity to prove that they've just kind of been victims of some bad luck. Nice run there by number 10, upended by number 14. That's Will King Jr.
Yeah, and after seeing spread and that the first, 3 plays, 4 plays, you come out and you go 2 tights with an eye and just run right at them.
Yep.
So an interesting, look at the full scale of offense right here.
Yeah.
Early on for United.
I love an under center I formation. It's just.
And you love that because you're a defensive coach and it's the easiest offense to defend.
Well, I mean, you say it's the easiest to defend, it's the easiest to plan against, sure, but if you got the dogs up front, it's also one of the easiest offensively to just line up and say, hey, you know what, we're better than you. You can know where we're going, but we're just going to mash you.
Yeah, and I mean,
I like it for its simplicity.
Good job on the coverage right there.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down now for United, I believe. But for Indiana, a win today is going to give them their first Sunshine Bowl berth. They have put in a lot of work. They boast an impressive 11-3 record on the season. Their last outing was 28-6 over Winchester Ducks, a just absolute dismantling of the Ducks there. And they have the United in their sights as they try to punch their ticket to the Sunshine Bowl. We've got our first time out of the game, and it's be for Baltimore United. So as we take a timeout, we want to thank our sponsors here. Capital City Designs and Apparel is a sportswear company in Fort Washington, Maryland. They offer great quality products and great customer service to include designs for the lowest prices around. Everything is fully custom and designed uniquely for each customer. They will work within your budget to cover all your sports and apparel needs. They offer customized apparel such as football uniforms, track suits, polo shirts, compression shirts, and many other apparel items to supply your team. Capital City Design Sports and Apparel, bringing quality and affordability to the game. And, of course, as you can see there, some of the Dirty Ball sponsors, HMG Sports Marketing. It's the sports marketing division of the Hannah Marketing Group, which specializes in sports and entertainment throughout the globe.
So 4th and 6 right here. Early part of the game. You know, you are in plus territory if you're the Firehawks. Would you consider trying to punt and pin United back deep?
Other way around.
Or pin the Firehawks back deep?
Yep. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field, but they're going with that quad set again. Last time they were in this formation, they went with the double pass. I wonder if they might be trying to do well, actually, no, I take it back. That's a little bit of a different look on the quad set. Catch made.
And that's going to be an easy first down.
It is.
Nice job of escaping what little pressure was put on right there. Nice throw to the outside. Just an easy pitch and catch for the first down as United moves, you know, closer to the red zone right here.
And I always felt like defensively that quad set is one of the hardest to defend because, yes, you can kind of try to match numbers over there and everything like that, but there's so much that you can do. The more people you line up over there, that just gives you so many more options. And when people start crossing and going every which way, it's easy to lose people. And if you're not really super disciplined in coverage, it's easy for somebody to just get kind of lost out there, and that's exactly what happened there. They lost him out there in the flat, and as you said, easy pitch and catch. Now, right back to under center, kind of a power eye now look. Wonder which way they're going to run. Right behind the big boys. Makes one miss.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Nice run there for number 0.
That was a gain of 10 and another first down.
It was. I love offensively. I know you know me as the defensive guy, but if I was ever calling offense, that would be my bread and butter formation right there would be I form. I think it's just it can be so consistent in its simplicity. It's easy to run, easy to teach. Everybody's got an assignment, and ultimately, like I said before, you just line up and play ball. Match everybody up, and it's best on best. You know what we're doing, can you beat it?
Yep, 2nd and 9 now for United as they enter the score 58 red zone at the 11 right here. You know, one of the things about being in, you know, something like that, getting straight downhill, you know, you've spread the whole team out. Now you're drawing them back in. The play action possibilities from this are endless.
Yep. Especially with number 3 and number 9 who've already flashed the ability to catch the football. Ooh. Oh, nearly intercepted. Number 32, the diving attempt on that one. Don't have a number for him for Indy.
If he wasn't outside of the pocket, that's got to be intentional grounding. There was not anybody in the vicinity of that.
That's not true. Number 32 was there.
Wrong team, though.
And number 13 coming up hobbled just a little bit. And do we have a timeout here? And don't adjust your sets. That is a train horn. That is not the buzzer to signal the end of the quarter. And so breaking the action here as the quarterback comes off the field for United. For the United, rather.
Now we have an officials huddle, and I'm guaranteeing you they're talking about intentional grounding.
Yep. Well, while they talk about that, while we have a moment, Coach, did you know that there are, according to the Semi-Pro HQ, over 1,000 teams in the United States alone that refer to themselves as semi-pro, minor league, professional development, senior amateur, or adult amateur in over 60 different leagues?
I might could have got to the 1,000 teams, but the 60 different leagues I wouldn't have gotten to.
Yep. Well, these players usually have played high school or college ball, and they want to continue competing after their eligibility has been exhausted. The vast majority of these players do not get paid to play. They truly compete for the love of the game. They purchase their own equipment and pay for their own transportation, lodging to and from games, and home game expenses. And this often overlooked level of football is a reason why we decided 20 years ago to bring the champions, runners-up, at all of their respective leagues together in one super extravaganza, thus the Sunshine Bowl Super Weekend. And we're going to see one of these two teams in the Sunshine Bowl Super Weekend coming up here in a few weeks, February 18th or 19th, as we go under center, number 5 in at quarterback now. That looks like they ended up not calling the intentional grounding. Decided not to call that one. Going to get a false start here most likely.
Looks like they're going to call offsides.
All right, so then the offsides will give them a free 5 yards.
Make it 3rd down and 4.
At the 11-yard line.
It'd be really interesting. Did they charge Baltimore with another timeout?
Possibly for the injury timeout, possibly.
Yeah, but I never saw a signal, so I was just curious. So, a couple of huge snaps right here. You know, or you would figure that this is 4-down territory. Just a play fake.
Just a little bit too far outside. Laid it out for him. Nice throw, but just a little bit too far out in front. Nice coverage by number 2, Montrez Herron again.
Give Indiana credit. They've run 2 play-action passes out of it. They have covered it like a blanket.
Yep.
Looks like we're going back to a spread look right here for Baltimore. So 4th and 4. Ball is at the 6-yard line. So you're just going to get conventional doubles right here.
Back up in front of the quarterback. I'd expect a pass here. And we get it, fade route, back of the end zone. Touchdown. No good, out of bounds.
Wow.
I love how both of us saw 2 different things based on our particular slants. First word out of your mouth was touchdown. First words out of mine were no good.
Well, you have to bear with me today. I'm dealing with some eye issues, so every once in a while, I may see something that's not there. But you could see that they did a nice job. The Firehawks did of handling that particular route concept, but a really nice throw to the corner right there.
It was, yeah. Just couldn't quite touch the toes in. Again, we are playing pro rules here today, so it's 2 feet in, but we do have college football overtime rules if we get to that point.
So we get our first look right here at the Firehawks on offense in a 0-0 game after 1 series, in the first quarter.
Quarterback number 7, Stephen Brown. He's going to be in the pistol, and we're actually going to get a stoppage here. Is that a Baltimore timeout? It is a Baltimore timeout.
It is.
And I believe I heard the referee state that there was about 7:27 remaining in the first quarter. So while we have a break, I'd like to again remind you, Capital City Design Sports and Apparel is a sportswear company in Fort Washington, Maryland. They offer great quality products and great customer service to include designs for the lowest prices around. Everything is fully custom and designed uniquely for each customer. They will work within your budget to cover all your sports and apparel needs. They offer customized apparel such as football uniforms, track suits, polo shirts, compression shirts, and many other apparel items to supply your team. Capital City Design Sports and Apparel, bringing quality and affordability to the game. So Baltimore looking at either one timeout remaining and possibly none here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, I always view timeouts in the first half as, you know, they're expendable in the first half. They're gold in the second half.
Yep. Quick out, incomplete. Number 14, the intended receiver.
Hey, Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm not on yet.
Yeah,
I'm not here.
Can you hear me?
I can, but you can't hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
You can?
I can.
Oh, I can't hear me. Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'll come help, gentlemen. Okay, I love y'all both. Y'all are doing a great job. We'll keep going. Keep us updated about the scores here.
Yes, sir. Will
All
King Jr., the intended receiver on that one. Gotta love technical difficulties.
It is what it is. Second down and 10.
So after the incomplete pass, we bring King in motion once again. Handoff. And that's not going very far. Handoff to number 44, Andre Wells.
Just a little inside zone, try to give you the orbit motion for some eye candy. I'd expect to see, you know, something off of that, whether it's an option play or make the same run fake and throw the bubble screen off of it, try to get someone in space in a hurry. But third down and long right here.
Coach, for those who might not know, what does orbit motion mean?
Just, you know, you're going to come in motion behind the quarterback. It looks like, you know, motion that you start flat and then you know, running a circle like you're going into orbit. So, so right now you've got, you know, third and long, double set. Looks like you're going to get double A-gap blitz.
Jet motion here now. Pump fake. Taking a deep shot. Got a man. Oh, incomplete. Trying to get it to Heron. Couldn't quite get it to him. Had pressure immediately, did Brown, but a good job of escaping there, rolling to his right, and then taking that deep shot. That was he looked like he was in the air when he let that one go, and it went that was 40 yards in the air.
Nice play right there with number 27 to break it up, get a hand in there. But now if you're, you know, Indiana right here, you're punting from your own end zone. And so, you know, we always talk in these games about things that scare you to death. This is what scares you to death. You don't like punting from your own end zone because there's so many things that are tied into it, especially the snap.
Yep, we talk about it all the time. It's not an automatic at the high school and semi-pro level. The quarterback center exchange. Punt returning by number 7. Nice little return there, about 8 or 9, and it's going to give them excellent field position. A good exchange there on the snap, but it extends also not just quarterback center, but long snapper and punter, long snapper and holder. All of those exchanges on special teams. It's not an absolute given like it is at the pro and high college level that you're going to have those clean exchanges every time. And so far we've seen clean exchanges on both offensive sides and there for special teams, but it's not a guarantee as semi-pro. And so when you're punting from your own end zone, that's always something that you're concerned about. But as we get our second look, at the Baltimore offense, Coach, let's talk about some of the keys to the game for you. What do you think Baltimore needs to do here in this game as they continue moving forward in order to punch their ticket to the Sunshine Bowl?
I think that they've done a good job of really trying to figure out what Indiana is doing on defense.
Oh, what a play by number 17, Reggie Green.
Got a flag coming in late, so I don't know what it is. But what I was saying is that they've done a good job of giving them everything, enough looks to figure out how Indiana's going to try and play this. And so what you're looking for now is to figure it out, hone it in, and you don't have to just do it to do it. Pick and choose your spots.
Yeah.
They look like they're pretty proficient in the spread part of this thing and that they have a power running game. So now instead of just seriesing it up and running, hey, I'm in the spread, so I've got to be in the spread for 3 plays. Or I'm in this power look, so I have to be in the power look for 3 plays. Mix and match, change it up. Never let them get settled in what they're doing on defense.
Yeah. Well, and penalties certainly don't help, which is what we just had there. A personal foul against the United, so that's going to back them way up.
So it's going to make it second down and right at 20.
We'll be with you still here as we have a few technical difficulties there. But, yeah, like you said, I think, again, we talked about it. I love I formation, but I especially love I form when it's combined with the spread. I like some shotgun looks and then going under center with some I form because, like you said, it keeps the defense on their heels because you have to be – it keeps them honest. You have to be ready to play against this power running game, but then you also have to be prepared for them to spread it out and start throwing it all around the yard.
And the thing I like about, what Baltimore has done is they've made they haven't tried to hide it. When they're running the ball in a power set, they haven't run it left. They have run it right. They've been very successful. It hasn't been, stretch or any of that. It's been ISO or double ISO or power.
Yep.
And to the left, they just had toss sweep. And if they hold that block a second longer and the back gets the cut, he may have been in the end zone.
Yeah. Because
there was a huge, cut that we got to see from the great camera shot, from behind the offense right here. But right now, you're looking at 3rd and long. So I'm thinking that in Baltimore's mind, get half of it here and then give yourself a chance for a makeable 3rd down.
Yeah.
Or 4th down.
A little bit of confusion there getting lined up. But here we go. Drops back to pass. Rolls to his left. Finds a man in the flat but can't get it to him.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and long.
And with the way that Indiana
Yeah, that was 4th down.
I guess so.
Well, that was the personal foul.
Loss of downs on the personal foul?
It was at the end of the play. It was a dead
right.
ball.
So it would have been 2nd down, as you said.
And then
which is a run, and then that had the anyway. No, yeah, you're right. Here's 4th down right now.
Okay.
There,
I was
got
trying
the punt.
to think. I was like, I didn't think I was losing my mind.
But the punt unit is on the field. Going to try to pin him. They're going to let that one go.
Ooh.
Fortunate bounce there for Indiana. What's the number, Coach?
17.4 yards.
And on average, when you let a punt hit the ground, you lose 17.4 yards on the roll. But Indiana fortunate not to give up any more there because they're already backed up, but could have been backed up quite a bit more. And so now that Indiana is coming back onto the field for their 2nd time on offense, Coach, what do you think keys of the game are going to be for this Firehawks team?
We only got to see them for 3 plays, but, we saw the one inside run, and we saw the quick pass to the edge, and then a shot down the field. I think you just got to keep figuring out right now, what is going to be your bread and butter. And for me, whatever you came in with that you relied on, you got to let it rip right here. So if that's running downhill inside zone, or if that's throwing the rock, and it looks like it's throwing the rock. So, but a nice job right there on the pass rush from Baltimore. And, if you look at it, Baltimore has run 15 offensive plays. And that's the 4th offensive play. So, if you're Indiana, you need to do something, and so you give yourself a chance to rest some of those defensive players that aren't already going both ways.
Yeah. And, you said that there, the pass rush, and I think for both of these teams, something we've seen early on in the game is the defensive line play has been very strong. On that 3rd down play there previously by Baltimore, it was just an under center, drop back, 5-step drop, and I don't know. Obviously, we haven't seen anything under center for Indiana, but we've seen quite a bit for Baltimore. I don't know that they can continue to go under center and take 5-step drops with the way that the Indy D-line has been playing. We're going to get a free play here. Caught. Oh, splits the defenders. Has some room. I don't know why he cut it back to the inside. Yep. He had those defenders beat. And
just get straight up the field and go get it.
But either way, a really nice catch and run by Kendall Williams. It was a free play on that one with the offsides from the defense. So Brown just taking his shot, found his man, and they were able to work. They're going to decline the offsides penalty, obviously, and take the yardage. But same kind of deal with Baltimore. The defensive line play has been very strong. We saw on that play earlier in the game, Brown had to escape almost immediately right there, just a quick strike, so not a lot of time for the rush to get there. But both of these D-lines have been very impressive through the early part of this game, and I expect to see that continue.
Well, if I'm Indiana right here and I'm getting this look on defense, I've got to be able to run the football. I mean, they lined up in doubles. You had 4 down and 1 linebacker in the box. So, in theory, you're outnumbering them in the box. And, that'd be something that I would take a real look at, trying to get it downhill fast, see if we can pop a seam. But as we've seen so far, they've done a really nice job outside of the one play where they threw it down the field. They've thrown it short, but they're getting it out of their hands quick.
Yep. And we're going to get a timeout here. Didn't quite see who the timeout was for. I believe so. So that will be their first. And, we were talking before about the stats from the Semi-Pro HQ and the Sunshine Bowl Super Weekend. And, we see firsthand the dedication, determination, sacrifices, and injuries that these young men endure just to pursue their dreams of playing at the next level. And for some, this is the next level. And with them in mind, they wanted to make the public aware of these players and showcase their tremendous athletic abilities and quality of play. So on February 18th and 19th, 2023, we're going to be presenting the 22nd Super Weekend Series of Spring Championship Bowl games for a total of 6 minor league games, showcasing some of the best talent in the entire country at the semi-pro level. And it's an awesome thing that they get to do. It's been a great thing for me coming in here. I've been now working with the Score 58 Network for coming up on about a year now. And before coming in here working with you guys, I had no idea how many semi-pro leagues there were around the country. And so this has really been an opportunity for me to see a lot of really good football be played, a lot of good football players who, may not have been able to find a home at the next level or wherever else. And it's great to see them continue to be able to play. We talked about it a few weeks back. For a lot of kids, high school is the last time they're ever going to play any meaningful football. But having this many semi-pro leagues and teams is awesome because it gives you an opportunity to keep playing the game. And what a play here on the jet sweep. Oh, they got the numbers. He's got down the sideline, and he's going to be taken out of bounds after a big run there for number 14, Will King Jr. Huge run there on the jet sweep.
That was about the best timing you can have on the jet sweep. I mean, he was out the gate. He was on the edge before anybody on the defense knew it, and then he did a nice job of blocking up the edge.
Yep.
You can see the run lane from the camera angle. Just a really nice play. It brings up 1st and 10 for Indiana.
And so the 11-3 Firehawks now pushing the ball down the field with some efficiency. And we talk about it a lot. The D-line play has been very good. Great rush. And how do you neutralize a good D-line? Well, you do quick stuff. You get to the edge quickly and just neutralize that quick pass rush by doing something fast.
Okay. Stretch run on 1st down.
Not much go in there. Number 44, the ball carrier, that's Andre Wells.
Gain of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Now they've hit they've hit the edge, and you know, on the jet, they've tried to run kind of the inside. Like, to me, it was just, you know, inside zone, a dive play, whatever you want to call it. I'm waiting to see, you know, if they attack downhill, because Baltimore has their defensive ends so wide that, you know, you really shouldn't be able to get outside of them.
Handoff on the jet sweep once again. Good blocking out there on the perimeter.
I mean, it's timed up right. They do a really nice job, or have done a nice job so far, of timing that play up really well.
Number 35, Corey Bridges, the running back on that play.
So
it'll bring up 3rd down, I believe, unless that was, no, was that a first?
it's hard to tell.
That's close. It's going to be, no, I think it's going to be 3rd and short.
It's going to be probably third down and maybe 1. Here comes the blitz.
What a play made by number 21 from the United. Number 1, Kendale Williams, the receiver. We'll see where they spot this one.
They spotted at the line where they had it. It was going to be a 1st down. But I don't know what the discussion is right now. One of the things you hate is when all the referees start talking, you always feel like it's fixing to go against you.
So they're going to wave off a flag. And it is going to be a 1st down on that spot right there at the
That's the 30-yard line.
25. No, 30. You're right. Your eyes aren't that bad, Coach.
I was just reading the numbers, you know.
Oh, hey, that would help. I was trying to count the lines.
I had the good fortune of seeing the camera pan back. That's a false start right there. The slot receiver on the right-hand side got some CFL motion working.
Yep, and that's going to put it at the 35. Got that one right.
You are correct.
Nailed it.
1st and 15 after the false start penalty. And what I've been, you know, you're starting to see how both teams want to call this game.
Hey, Coach Chapman.
You know, Indiana edge run plays. So they got the jet a couple of times, tried to run a stretch play, quick passes. You know, we've seen the hitch, you know, play action, flip it in the flat.
Hey, Coach Chapman, can you hear me?
Getting this huge split right here. You're basically one-on-one on the outside right there.
Yeah, I don't think you can, Bo. I can hear you.
All right, buddy. I appreciate that. All right, I'll check some. But he can hear you.
Inside seam. I mean, right now.
He cannot.
Right now, Indiana has anything they want on offense in the passing game because you know you're playing so there's so much cushion that you can't possibly cut anybody off, and then the linebackers are so tight because they're playing into.
They are. They're playing at 3, almost 2 yards.
So you're giving yourself a chance right now for anything that you want in that intermediate seam, a hitch route, slants. You know, if you ran curl flat from this look right here, you know, you're going to have your choice of who to throw the football to.
Absolutely. And so is this second or third down?
Second down.
Second down after the false start and the incomplete pass. Watch yourself, Coach. It's going to be loud here.
Yeah, I got it.
Brown drops back, taking a shot down the sideline. Has a man.
Out of
Caught.
bounds.
Caught in both feet inbounds. What a catch down the sideline for Montrez Herron. A perfect throw there from Stephen Brown down the sideline. Wow. What a play.
And that pass rush that was so evident early on.
Yes.
It hasn't been there. The couple of jet sweeps, you know, and then getting the ball out of your hand, they've decided to, you know, play the run, and they've dropped off in coverage. And that time you had a route, looked like a seam route, maybe a skinny post from the inside receiver, and you just had to go. And the go won.
Great recognition there from Brown, seeing that open route there. Gets them down to about the 3-yard line. First and goal from the 3. Pistol formation still for the Firehawks. Couple of tight slot receivers. Handoff goes to number 44.
Hello.
Met in the hole and driven back, so he should be spotted back there at about the 7-yard line. Right there, Coach?
No.
Is that how that works?
I mean, we don't know, but I know number 28 just introduced himself and said, hello.
Yeah, number 44, Andre Wells on the carry again for Indiana, but nowhere to go. A nice hole made by the offensive line, but the linebacker read it beautifully, came downhill, and number 28 was right there, met him, gave him a little handshake, and stopped him for a 2-yard loss. It's going to be second and goal from the 5 now.
Just read the double team, so when they double teamed that shaded defensive lineman, he just stepped into the open gap and said hello.
And for those that don't understand it, that is big boy football right there. When you're one-on-one, open hole, linebacker versus running back, both coming downhill, that's man-on-man. That is big, beefy boy stuff right there. So second and goal from the 5. Rolling out to the right. They're going to find a man. What a play call. Great throw on the run from Stephen Brown. Kendale Williams, the catch for the touchdown. And just well executed for sure. But what a play call, Coach. That was.
And it was really nicely. I mean, that was a nice drive because they were effective with the outside run. They ran it inside. You know, when they got down the goal line, they're outnumbered in the box because, you know, Baltimore brings everybody in to stop the run and puts their corners and their you know, slot corners, their nickel in a bind right there, and you just give a little token fake and get to the outside, and you just kind of switch receivers out there, and then it was a really nice design and a really easy throw and catch.
Yep, and we're going to go for 2 here. You know, at semi-pro levels, you never really know what's going on with the special team situation. Jet fake. Looked like they were going to try for a halfback pass, trying to get it in, but can't quite get there. So Baltimore going to stand up on defense on the 2-point conversion. It's going to hold them to just 6 points there. Number 28, the linebacker, stepping up once again. But here in the first quarter, our score is 6 for the Indiana Firehawks, nothing for the Baltimore United. And, Coach, that was an 11-play, 88-yard drive for Indiana.
4 first downs on the drive and got exactly what they needed. We talked about it at the start of the drive. They had, you know, run 3 plays and, you know, Baltimore had already run 15 plays in the game. So you not only do you give yourself a chance to rest and get some things ironed out on defense, but you put 6 points on the board. They ran it 5 times for 27 yards, 4 of 6 passing for 66 yards, and the 5-yard touchdown pass to culminate the drive. So a complete drive right there for the Firehawks to give them a 6-0 lead.
Really impressive. I thought the play calling all the way down the field on the entire drive was really strong, but especially on that touchdown, just like you said, it just, man, a really nice play call. Great execution on it as well. Great throw from Brown. And the play before also to set them up, or a couple plays before, rather, to set them up with the 1st and goal. It just like you said, a complete drive for the Indiana Firehawks, and that's an example of why they're 11-3 on the season and now have the lead trying to punch their ticket to the Sunshine Bowl.
And, you know, now you've created some issues because you've thrown some different options at them. You know, everything for Indiana was quick. The scramble drill where they threw it down the right sideline to end the first drive wasn't the design of the play.
No. But
they had been such, quick game, and then
onside kick. Kicks up in the air. And Baltimore fortunate to get on it.
That was a great kick.
Yeah, it was. You can't ask for much better on an onside kick attempt there. Kicked up right at the perfect moment, up off of the defender, or rather the blocker on the return team, and just
nice
when
job.
That ball's up in the air, it's anything goes.
It's a nice job by Baltimore for being alive and being ready for that and getting on the footballs. But, I mean, if we look at it, they started the first drive at the 43-yard line after the good return. So, you know, you take the chance to get the onside kick.
Well, and they started their second drive on their own 28 and then had to punt. So,
but there, as you said in that drive, the biggest issue that Baltimore's had right now are penalties.
Yep.
So, you know, they've had 2. Had a block in the back. So
we're going to get the second time out for the Firehawks. And with that timeout, let's, of course, hear from one of our sponsors. The Capital City Design Sports and Apparel is a sportswear company in Fort Washington, Maryland. They offer great quality products and great customer service to include designs for the lowest prices around. Everything is fully custom and designed uniquely for each customer. They will work within your budget to cover all your sports and apparel needs. They offer customized apparel such as football uniforms, track suits, polo shirts, compression shirts, and many other apparel items to supply your team. Capital City Design Sports and Apparel, bringing quality and affordability to the game. And coming back out of the timeout, of course, as mentioned before, I want to thank you for joining us here on the Score 58 Network for the 7th annual Dirty Bowl, coming at you live from George Pierce Park in Sewanee, Georgia. For Craig Chapman, Bo McMichael, and the entire Score 58 Network team, I'm Alex Schaefer bringing you the game here today. And, of course, you know, great big shout-out to the entire team. I mean, Craig and I are the voice jockeys out here, and you know, that's probably for the best because we're just kind of a couple of egomaniac glory hounds, but the people behind the cameras and behind the scenes are really the true magic workers. So wanted to make sure give them their flowers. We can't do what we do without them. But we'll get our third look at the Baltimore offense here after the timeout. Nice handoff, ball down, but very fortunate bounce there for Baltimore as it bounces right back up into his arms. Number 0 there for Baltimore recovering.
That's the second time. Number 10's first carry when they came in and ran out of the eye, when he got hit, the ball hit the ground and bounced right back up into his stomach. So that's the second time that they've gotten a fortunate bounce, you know, when the ball was knocked free by the Firehawk defense. Should bring up second down and about 8 right here.
Gain of about 2, maybe 3. Running away from the motion. Great play by the Firehawks in the backfield. That was number 11, I believe, Oso Lamar.
And a really nice job. I
take that back. Sorry, that's number 12. Don't have a name for the number.
I'll say this. I'm certain that they thought that they would sucker them in with that motion to change the strength and then hit them with the toss back to the short side.
Yep.
No
well,
dice.
they tried that earlier, and that was when we had that block in the back penalty after a really nice play made by Reggie Green, number 17. You can see him there, the outside linebacker here down to the bottom of the screen. But, man, it's that chess match, Coach. You know, you show it a couple times early. I'd be surprised to see them go back to that weak side run in the first half. I wouldn't do it again in the first half. I'd continue running strong and continue to lull them. You keep them honest knowing that you've got that in your back pocket. But here we go. Ball in the air. Caught. Oh, incomplete. Nice play made out there on the perimeter by number 14, Will King Jr., and number 12 again out there in coverage.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 8, and it's going to be a punting situation.
So after the 12-play drive on the opening drive resulted in a turnover on downs, we've had 2 straight 3-and-outs forced by the Indy Firehawk defense. And you feel like right now Indy is feeling it.
Yeah, there's a little momentum on their sideline. You know, it's like taking a little time to get everybody on the field right here for this punt.
Good punt. He's going to scoop that one up and stumble.
Down at about the 6-yard line.
That's King Jr. Indy, no strangers
to being backed
to
up.
being this backed up so far today in this game.
So far, Baltimore has run 18 plays for 44 yards, and Indiana's run 14 plays for 91 yards.
Remember to stay with us after the following 4 p.m. game, getting ready for our selection show to the Sunshine Bowl here in Suwanee, Georgia. Brain just froze, gentlemen. I apologize. Hey, but Craig, you can hear me now, can't you, buddy?
I can now hear you.
Hey, you know, Pop-Pop's out there, buddy.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't know if I should mention that.
No, it's fine, man. It's Zarek Forster's group. If I said Foster incorrect, my brain's just rattled right now. But no, y'all doing a wonderful job getting ready for halftime. Halftime, stay with us. We'll recap the first half and talk a little bit about football all across the league and country. Stay with us. I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and Craig Chapman on the Score 58 Network, bringing you the Dirty Bowl live from Suwanee, Georgia. That's George Pierce Park. That is. Back to you, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, it's a fair brain fart to have their thing of Suwanee, Georgia, when you got the beautiful Miami skyline right there on the screen that you're looking at.
It was distracting me.
Oh, yeah. And then awesome artwork there, too. That's a fair mistake.
The one thing that's not fixing to be fair is that now Indiana's playbook is wide open. You just saw that play right there. They had that matched up well on the stretch run to the right, and now there's nothing that Baltimore can eliminate. There's this seam route down here on this bottom side is wide open. That's going to be a false start.
Now, I always found this one interesting. Who did you call it on there? I mean, obviously they called that the false start, but in general, is it if it happens at the same time, you call it on the offense?
Yeah, I mean that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Now, if the running back would have just kept right on moving right there, hey,
he could say, "Oh, I'm
motion." So right now, you're going to look at 2nd down and about 7. 6-0 lead here for the Indiana Firehawks, which is a cool name.
It is. Brown looking for motion.
Man coverage.
taking a shot. Intercepted. Can't bring him down. He's still going.
Got the corner.
And finally, they're going to force him out inside the 10, right at the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal for Baltimore. And just a rare mistake there from Brown. We've seen him be so precise.
It's almost like he threw a post route when it was a go route.
Yeah.
Because that ball was way, way, way inside.
Yeah. And we've seen Brown so far today be very precise with the ball. I mean, he's made some excellent throws, and I think you're right there. That one was so far off that it felt almost as if he threw it to a different route than just being off the mark by that much.
Because you've got a running or a wide receiver running down the right sideline. Now it was good coverage. We're not going to say he was wide open.
No.
But the pass was so far inside. I mean, I really don't know if he's thought it was supposed to be a post route or whatever. But it's 1st and goal at the 10 as Baltimore takes over in the score 58 red zone.
Mm-hmm. Back to the I formation. Nice cutback. Only going to pick up a couple, and he stopped that from being a loss.
Yeah, it was about to be a touchdown. Somebody gets a hand on his foot as he's going by. A gain of 2 was about to be a gain of 10 and a tie game.
Mm-hmm.
So 2nd and goal from the 8.
Got about 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter of action. This first half has flown by. So much so that I don't even remember us switching quarters.
That's the 2-minute warning. So I guess they didn't switch sides of the field, which confused us.
Yeah.
So that was why we didn't denote the quarter change, because there was no switch. But our scoreboard operator was all over it.
It was.
Just the announcers were asleep at the wheel.
Which, again, is why they get all the credit in the world for making the magic happen. But as we have this break for the 2-minute warning, of course, want to thank HMG Sports Marketing. HMG Sports Marketing is the sports marketing division of the Hannah Marketing Group, which specializes in sports and entertainment throughout the globe. Today's game is brought to you by HMP Sports Marketing and Capital City Designs. Thank you for sponsoring our game here today. As you can see there, the Dirty Bowl sponsors. We do have the 7th annual Dirty Bowl here emanating from George Pierce Park in beautiful Sewanee, Georgia. And you can see it's just a gorgeous day for football out there. Sun's out, no hint of bad weather.
It is absolutely beautiful. There's literally it is calm. It's going to be about 60 degrees, 62 degrees. You can't beat. This is what football weather should be every day.
Yep.
Especially in August.
Well, if you want that in August, go to Wisconsin. Oh, what a run.
Nice cut.
In
6.
for the score, and the United have tied it up here. Under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Straight draw. What a great call.
Well, and you said it before. We got a flag now down. You said it before. They've spread the Indy defense out so much. They've gone from that heavy eye look to then spreading them way out. And when they spread them out, they go 4 down, 1 linebacker in the box, which is what we saw there. And when you do that, you've got numbers. You just got to beat one guy. He beat him, and he scampered in for the score.
Now, I'm taking this penalty on the point after. Normally, I would say we'd take it on the kickoff.
Yep.
But right now, with this being the difference in the game, you have to take this 15-yard penalty right here. It's got to be a 2-point conversion from the 18, baby.
Unsportsmanlike on Baltimore.
I just heard them say they're going to take it on the kickoff. So I'm guessing they think with it being under the 2-minute warning right here,
they want to get themselves field position to try and go down and score.
Yes.
And they are going to get the ball back for the start of the second half.
Yes, they are.
So they're going to try and steal those points here at the end of the half.
We'll make it, take it.
Jet sweep action.
Goal line zone right here.
Well defended by
Very
Indy, and they're not going to get in.
That was a nice job right there.
It really was.
Good job by Baltimore using motion to determine coverage right there, because nobody's following, nobody's chasing. It's zone coverage. You know, if you're going to throw that quick screen out there, that's a long time to hold a block. And so kudos to the DBs from Indiana getting off blocks, making the play short, keeping this game tied at 6 right here.
Yep, and now all of a sudden that decision to take the penalty on the kickoff looks pretty good because they're able to get the stop, and now they get those extra yards there to set themselves up with pretty decent field position. But, I mean, if Baltimore gets that 2-point conversion there, now all of a sudden you're always second-guessing that decision. And you can see there we've got the Dukes and the Seahawks coming up at you at 4 o'clock, game number 2 of the 7th annual Dirty Bowl, emanating from George Pierce Park in Sewanee, Georgia. Make sure you stick around with us for that one. The winner of that one will face the winner of this one in the Sunshine Bowl from Miami, Florida on February 18th and 19th.
So get our first look at the return team for Indiana.
They're going to be kicking this ball from the 20-yard line. This is a safety punt. This is what this is. It's a safety kickoff.
That's exactly what it is. Better than the safety dance.
Well, you can dance if you want to.
Yeah.
What in the world are they? What?
I was about to say, if they pull that off, I was like, I can already tell you, my brain was like, this dude's foot's about to hurt. I can remember those days of put it on your toe, kick it like that. They're going to have a chance to return this, and the middle of the field is wide open.
Finds a lane.
That's a nice tackle right there.
It is. That was really nice coverage on the edge,
yes,
containing there and not allowing him to get outside.
That was a great job.
I think if he catches it and goes right now, he's still running.
Yep.
But it looked like and it's understandable on a squib kick like that. You know, you kind of catch it, try to get your bearings a little bit. But, man, a flag now. So sounds like they're throwing flags for players taking their helmets off
NFL
before they come off the field. And so that may have been what that personal foul was on the touchdown.
No, the foul.
They're going to wave it out.
The personal foul on the touchdown there was some smack talk initiated by 2 of the players from Baltimore, and we had a really good shot of it. And the ref obviously heard what was said and chunked the flag. But right there, I think that he was showing him that his helmet was broke, and so they waved off the flag. And you know, we mentioned it about when one of the early parts of the broadcast about players buying their own equipment. So imagine if you bought your own equipment and
then it
breaks.
broke. Yeah.
And now you've got to fix it. And what kind of helmet kit did they have on the sideline? So 1st and 10, balls at the 45 of Baltimore.
And, Coach, this is by far the best field position that
Yes,
Indiana
it
has
is.
started with. In fact, pop pass. Got him. One man to beat. Can't get past the safety, but what a play.
Man, I don't know how that ball got past the linebacker.
I don't either.
I don't know if he saw it. That's the only explanation, that he didn't know that there was a receiver there, because it looked like it went right through him.
That was incredible. But I was going to say, this field position, if you give them all of the yardage from the first 3 starting field position spots, it's still 15 yards behind where they just started with. Just a little bit behind there on the slant. Couldn't quite get that one, but it'll be 2nd down after the incompletion. And
Indiana ran stick right there, a little stick concept from the outside, sit in that open area with the corner out over the top of it. They have all of that they want right now, because Baltimore is going to try to keep them in that section of the field so they can tackle them, because they only have 1 timeout left. So, you know, they're going to try to make them, you eat up that timeout and then force everything to the sideline. Because as you can see right now, the middle of the field is open.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm throwing the ball right here, I'm working down on the short side of the field right here with a two-man game. But here comes an outside linebacker from the field. Now going to bail.
Here comes both inside backers. Double A gap pressure. Taking a shot to the sideline. Oh, my goodness. Did he catch that? Holy cow. How did he get his feet down? What a throw. What a catch. Oh, my word.
And they went to the short side of the field. You got 2-on-2 over there with no safety help.
That was incredible. What a catch made. I didn't catch the number. Oh, my. What?
It might have been number 3.
And that throw right there just really further cements my idea of what we were talking about before. Brown must have thought it was a different route.
Yeah, because he dropped that one on a dime.
Oh, my goodness. That is just another one that this dude can play. Holy cow.
I mean, he avoids two free rushers.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2 guys in his face on the snap. All right,
and on the run.
And his answer to that is to drop a dime where only his guy can catch it and keep both feet in bounds. Pretty nice.
That was incredible. So they're going to go for 2 here to try and extend the lead to 8. And nothing doing. Run down from behind. Ball came out, but he was down on that one. Number 21 of the defense making the play. So that is going to keep it at 12-6 as time winds down here. Oh, my goodness. I
mean, you just had a 3-play drive. 3 plays, 45 yards. Huge play to start it on the little inside, pop pass. And then just a great play to escape pressure and to drop it in the bucket in the end zone.
But also all set up by
the
penalty, which again has been what's been hurting Baltimore all game. That one set them up with great field position off of the short kick.
And I'm certain that the Baltimore coaching staff is going to have a discussion about that at halftime because, you score under the 2-minute warning.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the momentum. You just had an interception. You just ran it back to the 10-yard line. You make a nice call, have a nice run. All the momentum has jumped to your sideline, and then a personal foul penalty after that play, and in 3 plays you're back. You're back trailing. Now it's still just a 6-point game,
mm-hmm.
but that's going to be one of those things where there would have to be a discussion about some things at halftime. Now, the key thing is Indiana going to kick it deep right here because they kicked it deep the first time and had a huge return.
Yeah, they did.
But then they went to the onside kick and actually gave Indiana better field position.
And it looks like we have some technical difficulties, so shifting into radio broadcasting mode. Here's the approach and the kick. It's going to be a squib right down the middle. Fielded.
Somebody just got absolutely flattened.
And tackle made after a nice return. Runner tried to say that he wasn't down, but they do end up whistling him down there right about the 42.
43
Here's another look at this touchdown play. Again, the escape and the throw on the run. He was in the air when he threw that. Both feet in. Gotta love the sounds of the game, and both feet in there on the catch. And
Baltimore has no timeouts, so, this has got to be.
And you have to imagine that we're under a minute left now at this point, or at least right around close to it.
A minute, I would say, minute 10 maybe. That drive was fast.
It was.
And you had a completion. So there's about a minute 26 or a minute 46 maybe. Who let the dogs out?
Who?
All I know is this. That is a new one for a broadcast here. I haven't heard a dog on a broadcast yet, so that's a new one. So
Baltimore will have it. 1st and 10 from the 43. Shotgun snap, rolling to his right. Looking down the middle. Can't complete it. So that's going to stop the clock for Baltimore off the incompletion. Good coverage downfield. Trying to get it there on a bit of a crossing route. Kind of a waggle flood look.
But without any run fake and without any, I mean, you don't have any timeout. So if you run the ball, it better be for a huge chunk play.
And out of bounds.
And you're running into the short side of the field right there on the roll. So you're cutting the field down by a third. And that is a dangerous, dangerous play to run, especially right before half. Because if you throw the ball out in that outside third of the field and someone's sitting there, you're going to be down 2 touchdowns kicking off to them to start the third quarter.
We got the quads look here. This is what they opened the game with and opened it with the double pass. Not going with that again. Oh, ball's out. Oh, and they fall on top of it.
But they've still got time right here.
Number 90, Trey Starks, is the one who recovers the fumble. Johnny on the spot there to scoop that one and recover it for the defense.
And it was instant pressure. The left tackle for Baltimore just got beat off the snap. Defensive end runs the hoop around the edge right there. And, you know, right as the quarterback is beginning his process of stepping up and releasing, you know, you get the strip sack right there. And now,
with one timeout,
they have one time. He just told them we want, you know, if it's in the field of play, we want a timeout immediately.
Yep, and Stephen Brown is not a quarterback that you want to give some time to.
No.
As we have a little bit of technical difficulties here. We'll try and get back with you here in just a moment, but again, telling you the situation here. We've got 1st and 10, sudden change. Indiana, as you said, an opportunity to go up 2 scores here and then get the ball back in the second half. Ball is at the 42. Brown rolls out to his right. Throws it to the sideline, just off the mark there. A rare miss there for Brown.
He just wanted to be. He was real safe with that throw.
Yep.
He wanted to be. It's out of bounds or my guy or out of bounds only. I don't think that Herron gets his feet down if he has a chance to catch that anyway. Now, with one timeout left right here, and you know that they're playing off with this, and we don't know exactly how much time's left on the clock, but you're getting this heavy pass. You're going to get a heavy pass rush. If they threw a screen right here, a middle screen, a little check down, 3-count screen,
or even that pop pass,
it might bounce off the goalpost right now.
Yeah.
Because if you look right here, you got those safeties are all the way down at like the 8-yard line. And there's the linebacker. You got 5 in the box. Everybody's standing up to rush the passer.
Back off the blitz. Long throw. Incomplete. Probably good for him, though, that was incomplete because he was going to be tackled in the field of play. It would have been a first down, but number 35 there, unable to take that one in. Corey Bridge is the intended receiver.
Now, it's 3rd down and 10 right here. You know that you're going to, take your shot right here, but the route that they threw, got the first deep completion on, might be the route to go to because they had a seam or an inside skinny post. And if you see how wide these safeties are playing, you can get it in between the linebackers and the safety. You got a chance to split the middle of the field right here. And then if you get tackled in bounds, you use your timeout and you carry it on. So 3rd and 10 right here.
That safety's playing really low.
He's fixing to bail.
Rolling to his left. Receiver fell down. He's going to just run this one out of bounds. It'll bring up 4th down.
All right, gentlemen, make sure you stay with us at halftime. We have some intense conversation coming up and a little halftime analysis of the first and second quarter. Once again, I'm Alex Schaefer with Craig Chapman and Bo McMichael here on the Score 58 Network. Gentlemen, doing a great job out there in Suwanee, Georgia. That's George Pierce Park, that is, 4th and 5. Pretty good first half. What do you think, gentlemen?
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Alex. It is good. And that Alex Schaefer, that's a good-looking cat right there, too.
Well, I mean, he has what we call a face for radio.
Oh, yeah,
and that's why we have him on the mic. So, you know, I know that gentleman Craig Chapman, though. I mean, he makes hearts swoon. I say that, and we haven't even seen anybody's face at this point. So we're really setting the standards high right now. So here we go.
Setting people up for disappointment.
Well, a story of my life, man. It's all right.
Nice move.
What a move.
First down now.
First
timeout.
down.
They got 2 left. Is this
their last one?
That's their last timeout. So 0 timeouts remaining. Definitely help us out with that in the third quarter. The gentleman that's working that, we like to help folks out, and it's always nice. The drone messed him up. We thought with the first quarter lasted an hour and a half for a second.
Oh, well, we didn't even realize that there was a change.
Well, because you know why?
They didn't switch.
Well, I think they did. I can't confirm nor deny. The people on site said they did, and that looks like the end of the half.
Yeah, I don't guess they got the.
They didn't do it. As Robert pulls away, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here to Score 58 Network. This has been a wonderful first half. We appreciate y'all dealing with the old bumps and bruises of good old-fashioned technology. With that in mind, we're going to kind of get some sights and sounds of the game and play a little bit of stuff. I like that. It's just a little theme in the background right now. And we're going to have a little fun here and talk a little football and talk a little bit about everything else that's going on in this wonderful, crazy world. Thank you so much, Alex and Craig, for joining us. But I want to give props to the crew in general. Maya Barrett on site, Joey Russo on site, Robert Reed, Dylan, nope. Yep, I'm getting there. James Fair and Dorian Johnson here inside the studio. We got Jennifer Colbert and Cedric Pugh as our 2 wonderful announcers, Alex Schaefer and Craig Chapman. I'm Bo McMichael here on the Score 58 Network. I'm getting phone calls from my producer on site, but I'm going to stay with us here for a second or two, and I'll call her back, or she'll send me a nice message. We do have Dorian Johnson. I'm going to bring him in right now, gentlemen. He's on Zoom, so we're going to bring him in right now and switch some things up and see how well I've done my P's and Q's and fixing things, because gosh knows sometimes I click the wrong button. So most importantly, Dorian, can you hear us, sir?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. Craig and Alex, can you hear Dorian?
We can.
Hey, Dorian, can you hear Craig and Alex?
Craig and Alex say something?
Something.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Hey, look, we are on full effect here. We are live on location. Talk to me a little bit about that first half of action, Dorian. You were here on site, so give us a little bit of insight. What's going on?
Well, obviously, as you can see, the score is 12-6. It's been a bit of a defensive battle. I think the issue, partially I've seen with Baltimore United, you really had the issue of kind of getting some offense continuity here. But as far as the Fire, as far as for Indiana is concerned, it seems like they're really starting to get things going offensively. They've had a couple of good, nice little touchdown passes, especially the one at the end of the half. So
well, that is good on that part. How's the energy between the two teams? Feel like they're getting along real well? You always worry. I mean, the winning team gets that opportunity for a bid to the Sunshine Bowl here in February. How have they been jawing? I know we always have that indication sometimes.
There's definitely been some jarring, as you saw after I want to say after Baltimore's first touchdown. There was some jarring between the running back and one of the defensive end from Indiana, which resulted in a personal foul for Baltimore.
Right, we saw that
there's definitely been some jarring back and forth, and there's been some, there's been some argument between teammates, especially between Baltimore, because this is an intense game. If you lose, you go home. You win, you go down to Miami. So both teams have definitely been. It's definitely been a fiery and intense game so far.
Well, I like that on that part. Craig, you have any questions for Dorian? He loves that question. You can give him a hamburger or hot dog question. But, I mean, most importantly, just if you had any questions to ask him, he's on site right now. We're here in the studio. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've been talking about the weather and how there shouldn't be any problem affecting the game. What do you see Baltimore changing in the second half to kind of jumpstart their offense?
I'm not exactly sure. I think they might have to go back to going in the air. They had some pretty good success in their first drive, and unfortunately they haven't had much success since. Now you do have to keep in mind their quarterback did get hurt. From what I could see from my camera on the sidelines, look, when his helmet had fallen, it somehow came off. Like he might bust up his lip a little bit. So that might have contributed to why Baltimore's kind of struggled a little more offensively ever since that first drive. So, but yeah.
All right. What about you, Alex? Any thoughts?
Well, I kind of bounce off of what Craig said for Indiana. What do you see that they need to either change or continue to do to extend their lead and put this one away?
Well, as y'all see.
You got to love that he froze.
So I think, once again, them just putting the ball in the air. Can y'all still hear me now?
We can. We can. It just a little delayed action being where you're located here. Hey, don't worry about the stutter on that. My bad. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, great. So, once again, I think if Indiana just goes back to putting the ball back in the air, I think they'll have success, especially off the play-action pass. One of their biggest plays was off of a pop pass to the tight end. So, as long as they continue that, I think they should be able to just win the game.
All right. Well, Dorian, we're going to bring back to you here and the start of the second game that's going to be kicking off around 4 p.m. We got the second half of action about to get started here. So glad to have you with us, Dorian. Thanks so much, man. You feeling okay today, old man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Just a little chilly.
Just a little. What are you talking about, man? It is. I think it feels good. I got a fan going on here in the office. I don't know what you talk about, man. So, all right. Well, take care of yourself, buddy.
So I'm stuck in the elements.
I know, brother. That's why you get paid the big bucks. That's the rumor. All right, buddy. Stay still. Stay safe. We'll come back to you at the start of the next game. Thanks so much, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, I love when technology works for us on that part. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to throw out some things here because we got a little bit of halftime and let y'all talk a little bit about what's going on here in the first half stats. Let me bring those up here. Do we have them loaded yet? He's still working on the first half stats. Do we have them in? Yeah, we do have halftime stats. All right, let's put them up there and see what we have. Overall, talk to me a little bit about, we're going to talk about keys to the game here. And when I do that, throwing a nice little graphic. Talk to me a little bit about Baltimore's keys to the game. Craig, you get to go first. Go ahead, sir.
Well, we talked about them. They showed a very, vast playbook to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
They were in, 5 wides, and then they were in I with 2 tight ends, and they were in power I with 2 tight ends. So you had with a tight end, and then so you're looking at all this, and we said that the key was for them to be able to move in and out of that, and not just set it and run 3 plays here and 3 plays there, but to be able to move that personnel in and out during a drive, and we have yet to see that at any point in time in the first half. That being said, they did take over the ball on the 10-yard line, and they went out and kind of stayed in a spread look so that they scored on the draw. So the biggest thing for Baltimore is they've got to figure out what their identity is and what has really worked for them, and stay with it in the second half and not turn the football over.
All right. What about you there, Alex Schaefer? Talk to me a little bit about the Indiana Firehawks and what we're looking on that part. And a side note, people on Facebook, I understand the internet always wins, but they went Showtime Chuck on the sideline was Dorian Johnson. So that was good, man. He did a good job on that part. But keys to the game, Firehawks, Indiana Firehawks. Talk to me what they need to do here in the second half.
Well, I think they just need to continue what they're doing. Stephen Brown, the quarterback, has been really impressive. We've seen him make some incredible throws. And they're by contrast with Baltimore, they haven't really been doing a whole lot of different things. They've been basically staying in the pistol, simple 2x2s, couple of trips, but not a lot. And they're keeping things really simple and just giving Brown an opportunity to find his receivers down the field. And he's been making some really nice throws. So I think if they just continue to give Brown time, he's got the arm to be able to pick this defense apart. And just if they just stay the course, I think they're going to be in good shape.
All right, let's look at the total stats for the first half. Gentlemen, pick it apart a little bit. I know we don't have total amount of plays ran because realistically, you look at Baltimore United versus the Indiana Firehawks, Indy Firehawks. I mean, you get that whole 166-51. Really, what do you think is kind of the change or the turning point in the first half to make the score 12-6?
The penalty.
Yeah.
That 15-yard penalty really changed that kickoff. I mean, it's a great learning lesson across the board. We always talk about how, you want to lessen those penalties as much as you can. And that was a key because they allowed them for a really – you almost felt like I loved Craig where you said he's kind of looking where he's wanting to go before he takes off because he was so far ahead of that part. With that in mind, what about you, Alex? What did you see? What really stands out in this game stats?
Well, not just that penalty, but the penalty on the second drive for Baltimore, the personal foul, that they started with the ball on their own 28 and then ended up going 3 and out because they had the run that went nowhere and then the block on the back in the back on top of it, which backed them up even further. So that stalled that drive out, and they really haven't had anything going offensively ever since. I mean, yeah, they scored the touchdown, but they started with the ball on the 10. And so yardage-wise, they've only, after that 37-yard opening drive, they've only had 15 yards roughly. And you're not gonna be able to do a whole lot when that's what you're looking at is just 15 yards on 4 drives.
And in contrast to that, think about this: they had 12 plays on the opening drive, and they turned it over on downs, deep in Firehawk territory. And since that 12-play drive, they've run 10 plays for the rest of the half.
All right, so there we go. All right, gentlemen. So 4 o'clock kickoff. We got the Cincinnati Dukes and the Capital City Seahawks. Any information? Have you done your research? Do you have an idea about these two teams just yet?
Yeah, I think the Capital City Seahawks are a really strong team coming into this one. They've had a lot of success so far over the last several years, and the Dukes are going to be up against it with this Seahawks team. Well,
it's very interesting to give a little information. This is the 7th annual Dirty Bowl. The first 3 were taken by the Capital City Seahawks, and they took a break for 3 years and said, hey, let's give other people a chance to participate. And then this year they went ahead and pushed those chips back in and said, let's take on the Dukes of Cincinnati. And every time I see that, I see the Detroit Lions, and I make sure that I don't say that. But I do like the Capital City's logo. There's a lot of energy taken on that part. Jim Crowell is the person behind Capital Cities, and we'll be bringing him on during our selection show. They'll be announcing the 6-team matchup on February 18th and 19th in Miami, Florida. We do hope you stay with us after the final game tonight between the Dukes and the Seahawks, and we'll have a chance to recap a lot of these games in general. Gentlemen, y'all are doing a great job. I appreciate your time here. Thanks to everybody tuning in across the board. And we're live here on Facebook, the Sunshine page on Facebook, but we're also live on Score 58 Network's Vimeo page. If you want to stream it live on your Roku, Apple, or Android TV, download the Vimeo app, pop that up there. We're also on YouTube and on Twitter, trying to do our best across the board. And that's the most important thing is we're doing our best and getting that part started. Now, with this in mind, I always like to talk a little NFL football. I love your conversation that you had, Alex, of saying why these individuals have gotten together to say, hey, let's do this Sunshine Bowl. And because there are so many leagues that exist, but people to have that opportunity to participate and be involved. Talk to me a little bit about what your thoughts of the NFL. We got 2 games today, and it's always nice to get a little NFL action here. And we'll have a chance to talk about some other football leagues that exist throughout the country. Talk to me a little bit about what you think the marquee matchup here over this next 2 days in the NFL.
Well, I think it's interesting. You've got the games with the playoff implications up there, but, I mean, realistically, you don't have the Super Bowl champs up there, which is the 49ers of San Francisco. So, you know, all I got to really say is I don't really care about any of these games.
I get another song here. So here we go. You know, nope, it's not going to be ready for it. I have to work on a better one on that. I get you a response to that one. What are you looking forward to? Craig, talk to me a little bit from an NFL perspective.
Really looking forward to the game tonight.
Very much so.
And really hoping that and I got nothing against Tennessee, but it would be a cool story for Jacksonville to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know.
What would be the better story, the Jaguars or the Lions?
In my opinion, the Jaguars would be the better story.
Because of what occurred last year?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then they had something about it. Have from first pick to playoffs in a year is pretty impressive.
Well, it is. I mean, and to see what the turmoil that they went through last year, but most importantly, you know, we all watch. I love that the Lions went against the whole Hard Knocks theory that if you're on Hard Knocks, you're not going to make it to anywhere.
Yeah.
So they blew that out of the water because they've really turned things around with Dan Campbell. Did I say that name correctly?
You are correct.
All right, there.
You'll bite your kneecap off.
I will, buddy. I mean, you know, nothing. All right, there, Harry Carey, to do that. We're getting ready for kickoff right now. Thank y'all so much for tuning in on our halftime show. We will do a post-game show where we'll kind of reveal our concept of what we think the best player of the game was, who really stood out in our mind. If it turns out to be the Baltimore United, we do not have their logo. I mean, we don't have their roster, so we'll just say number 15, hey, you did a great job tonight. But getting ready across the board, thank you so much for tuning in. Gentlemen, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and bring it about. We'll have some other times to talk about national championship game. And the NFL implicators should be a lot of fun to really look at that. You talk about depending on games that occur, would just be outstanding. That Green Bay-Detroit game tomorrow night, 8:20, is going to be a lot of fun to watch as well. So with no further ado, let's get ready for kickoff. Gentlemen, back to you.
Yep, and like you said, we're going to get kickoff here. Again, second time that the United have kicked off so far in this game. Both times they appear to be kicking off with the holder. No tee, I would imagine, there. We talked about it at the opening. These players, for the most part, are paying for their own equipment and everything. And so, you know, sometimes you're not a traditional kicker. Maybe you don't have a tee, so you just kick off the hold. And so that's what we're going to see here for the United as the kick is away. Much better kick this time than the last. Fielded by number 14, looking for a gap, running up the middle. And they're going to stonewall him there and take him down after a nice return out to about the 35, maybe 36-yard line. And so that's where Indiana is going to set up shop and start their first drive of the third quarter here. And hopefully this half we'll be able to see when they have a quarter change there and be on the right page. But Indiana is going to start things off. And, Coach, you talked about, I thought, an interesting thing you mentioned earlier, and we talk about it a lot, is timeouts in the first half are expendable. Timeouts in the second half are gold. And I think a lot of people really think about timeouts in the sense of, like, you want to save them until the end of the half, end of the quarter, to try and preserve your time and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of situations early in the game where a crucial timeout at a time where maybe you had a matchup that you didn't like on defense, or maybe you didn't have the right personnel on the field for special teams, that taking that timeout to get everything squared away can prevent a big negative. And oftentimes that can be just as valuable as saving 15, 20 seconds on the clock at the end of a half.
Kirby Smart says hello.
Yeah.
Because that was the best timeout in the history of football.
Oh, it was. Of course, talking about the fake punt that never was.
A little different change up in the motion, stretch to the right.
Great play made by the safety there coming downhill.
Wow. Did he not go out of bounds?
He didn't. They're going to say he did not. Spun out of it and then ended up losing about 3 yards on it. Would have been better to just go out of bounds there, but as a defensive guy, I love to see that. That's how it should be all the time. Anyway, though, Coach.
Absolutely.
If they drive them back, you know.
Absolutely. If you get tackled after an 8-yard gain and they drive you back 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, that's where you spot the ball.
Absolutely. You know, as they say, weight room.
And I know I'm a big proponent of you know, the spread offense and a big proponent of keeping it as close to balance as you can. But if I'm Indiana right here with a chance to go on and play in the Sunshine Bowl, I'm putting the game in the hands of Stephen Brown right here.
Yep, he's definitely been the most dynamic playmaker on the field for either side so far in this game. And now we're seeing him use his legs here. Got a couple blockers out in front, lowers the shoulder, ends up getting back a lot of the yards lost and then some. A great run is going to set him up with a 3rd down and much more manageable, about 3rd and 4 here. And Brown is just, he's just ice cold. Cool under pressure, just
that play
not rattled by that big hit.
That play they just ran was the play they tried to run on the goal line for the 2-point conversion. And they got the edge sealed right there, and he just does a nice job of taking what, you know, he's not trying to do too much with the ball when he's running it. He just took what they got, what they gave him right there. You know, picks up 8, you know, 8 or 9, gets it back to 3rd and manageable right here, and that's a good space to be in if you're Indiana, because you want to keep the clock moving.
Yep.
All right, you want to keep eating up yards, picking up 1st downs, and limiting the amount of possessions that you give Baltimore in the 2nd half.
Jet motion now reverse.
Stretch to the right. Nope.
Quick screen. And 1st down for number 1, Kendall Williams. And a lot of energy on that Firehawks sideline, as we can hear very clearly. And you know, we talked about this, Adam Collins and I, last weekend. You weren't with us, Coach. We were talking during a Rising Senior Showcase about quarterback play and how the game really has changed now. That if you the days of the sit in the pocket and throw and not be able to move quarterbacks is
vanishing.
It's gone. And if you can't move, now you don't have to be a burner like Lamar Jackson anymore, but if you can't at least navigate around in the pocket, escape pressure, and make something happen with your feet, you're not playing quarterback anymore in this game. And I think a great example of that is what we're seeing with Stephen Brown here, who has the athletic ability to run around and escape pressure and do something with his legs, but it's not the first option. He's trying to throw the ball, and like you said, we saw it on that quarterback power. He's not getting out there trying to run away from anybody. It's just a design run to get themselves some yardage, get about 7-8, which they did, and set themselves up nicely on the third and manageable. And a quarterback that can do that and then also throw the ball like he has, oof.
So you get 8 on 1st down right here, so you're 2nd and 2. So you're kind of playing with house money right here. So you could take the shot. And if you see on our picture right here, you see that seam right there?
Mm-hmm.
Now you've taken a linebacker out of the box.
And instead they're going to go with the stick route.
Just ran an inside stick route right there. You know, 2nd and 2, you can push that thing down the field. You know, I would have even been okay with them faking the quick screen like they just, you know, and trying to sneak the slot down the seam right there.
Yep.
But it's 3rd and 2, so you're still in a very makeable, you know, play right here. You know, it's pretty, you know, I would say that if they don't get this right here, they've set themselves up to go for it on 4th down. But I'm guessing right here you're going to get something that puts Brown with the opportunity to make a quick play fake and a quick throw or put him on the edge.
Rare trips formation, looks like, unless it's just really tight.
Oh, it's trips.
Oh, quarterback run.
Tried to you know, sneak up in there and you know, put something on. So you're looking at this right here.
Short gain, but
yeah, it's going to be
4th down. can see the white hat there signaling it is 4th down. Not exactly sure about the distance.
Looks like it's
Says
about 4th and 2. 4th and 2, 4th and 1, somewhere around in there. Remember the last time they had, you know, a short down and distance on 4th down, they threw the little quick out route after the play fake in the backfield.
And trips here again. Brown in a short pistol. Handoff on the stretch.
They
got it.
They may have a touchdown.
Cut back.
That is a great call.
Number 35 in for the score. Corey Bridges takes it all the way.
And, man, if we've got a replay of that, which I don't know if we do, but if we did, you can see it when they hand the ball off. They are matched up. It is a hat on a hat all the way across.
Yep.
The trips formation put that linebacker on the inside trips guy, and there's just not enough people there. They had everybody blocked, and the extra man was the running back.
Yep.
So you have to make one move, and the person you had to make the move on was the safety, and that's where it was at. And it was just, that was well done. Timeout.
Timeout here for Indiana.
But a huge first drive.
7 plays, 64 yards. The score on the run.
58 yards rushing. So just like we said, put the ball in Stephen Brown's hands so that he can hand it off to somebody who's going to score a touchdown.
Of course, a big chunk of those yardage, that yardage came on the touchdown run. And while we have a break here, of course, we want to thank our sponsors. Capital City Design Sports and Apparel is a sportswear company in Fort Washington, Maryland. They offer great quality products and great customer service to include designs for the lowest prices around. Everything is fully custom and designed uniquely for each customer. They will work within your budget to cover all your sports and apparel needs. They offer customized apparel such as football uniforms, track suits, polo shirts, compression shirts, and many other apparel items to supply your team. Capital City Design Sports and Apparel, bringing quality and affordability to the game.
So, you know, that was a pretty good drive. They chewed a little bit of clock, probably not as much as they wanted to, but they did a good job of putting Baltimore in a position now where you're probably not going to see as much as that power game because it's a 2-possession game. And
yep, it's a 2-score game, and so now like you said, the power game is something that it's not completely out of the window, out of the door, because you still got a lot of time, but it certainly does limit your playbook options a little bit more.
I mean, I agree. Now you're going to get this is the first time for this formation.
Here goes Heron. He's got the edge.
He's in.
Oh, no. They're going to say he was out, didn't have the ball in the right hand, so he didn't reach it across the goal line. Oh, they're going to put him out right at the half-yard line. Just
okay.
Heron unable to get in, and so they're going to keep it at 18. 18-6 is the score. 12 points is the lead. And yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I noticed it. He had the ball outside arm, which is what you're supposed to do. But as they got to him right there and forced him out to the pylon, unable to get the body turned so that he could get the ball over the goal line, the ball goes out of bounds. And, of course, doesn't matter if you get the body in, if the ball isn't in.
Yeah. I mean, right now, if you are, you know, Baltimore right here, you're looking for that kickoff return that you had to start the game.
I'm sure Coach over here thinking, where's that pylon camera? angle that we had in the Peach Bowl. that first down marker camera that we had for Brock Bowers. What a camera angle that is, though, Coach. I don't know. Is that the first time? That's the first time I've ever seen that angle.
Yeah,
that first down marker angle.
That was really cool. So, 18-6 here.
Mm-hmm.
2-possession game.
Yep.
You know, and with how Baltimore struggled after their first possession, you know, you got to kind of find some answers quick right here.
This one fielded on the short kick.
There it is.
Room to run. Oh, couldn't get past the last man, number 53, with the tackle.
I thought that had a lot of room to run right there.
Just a great play there from 53, scraping across the field, coming in and making that tackle.
I mean, and make no mistake, it's not panic time or anything for Baltimore right here. But, you know, when you have 12 plays in your first drive and 10 plays the rest of the half, you got to figure some things out.
Absolutely. And I think we talked at halftime, those of you that stuck around with us through that, we talked to Dorian, who's on site, and Dorian made a great point, I thought, about the quarterback going out in that second drive. And, you know, we don't know, obviously, the extent of the injury. Said it looked like it might have been a bit of a busted lip. But ever since that happened, the passing game has been non-existent for the Baltimore United, and you wonder how much of an impact that had on their ability to call passing plays. You know, number 13 was the quarterback that had come out. He's still in there, but concerns over his health status definitely have to be considered. Now we see a pass here. Held the ball a little bit too long, nearly taken down in the backfield. Got a little bit of hiccups there on the technical side of things, but staying with us here, I think, pretty well.
I mean, I don't understand, you know, early in the game he was getting the ball and throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like he's second-guessing everything that he's doing out there. And, you know, there's 6:40 to go here in the third quarter, so pretty rapidly moving third quarter.
Yeah. Well, when both teams are running the ball pretty steadily, that's going to happen.
So 2nd and 10 right here.
Ball right at the midfield stripe. Good blitz pickup, but they're not going to be able to cover the entire thing. Number 00 in on the tackle, or maybe that was number 90. I think it's probably number 90, Trey Starks, who had the fumble recovery earlier in the game. And coming out again, was that fourth? Was that third? I think it was third down, yeah.
It was third down.
But you could see number 13 coming off the field, and he felt that, and he's continuing to feel what he came out for earlier in the game.
And right now, you know, that 640 is going to get eaten up real fast, you know, because now with Indiana having had the opportunity to get their run game going, and they've gotten it going. And, you know, they're not going to be in any hurry. They got a 2-possession lead.
Yep, and Baltimore could be seeing their final possession of the third quarter right here.
They might be.
So punt fielded right around the 30-yard line.
We'll mark it at the 26, I think. So you'll have 1st and 10, Ball will be at the
26, yep.
26-yard line. And, you know, if you're Indiana, you're in no hurry. This is, you know, 40-second clock. Let's bleed it all the way down inside 5. Let's keep the football, you know, because it really doesn't even really matter. You run out of bounds, the clock starts right back up. We're using NFL rules. So once it's spotted, it started up. You know, and it's one of those things where, you know, right now, you know, you just want to keep doing what you've been doing, and what you've been doing really well is attacking the edges, and then attacking the seams in the passing game. And another score right here, and it may be, you know, one of those things where, you know, Baltimore's already, you can already see kind of a negative body language out there for that team right there. So
and interesting here, conspicuous by his absence, is number 7, Stephen Brown. Montrez Herron is in at quarterback. Going to throw for it. First play. Excellent play defensively. They are trying to get it out to Kendall Williams, underthrown.
I wonder if that hit had something to do with Stephen Brown coming out of the game.
And so new quarterback into the game, and right away not doing at all what we said.
Absolutely not.
Now Herron rolling out to his right off the fake handoff. It's going to go out of bounds after a gain of about 1, maybe 2.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about, I would say, 3rd down and 8.
Yep. Ball is spotted at about the 28-yard line.
Now, without Brown being in the game, and he's clearly been the best player on the field, you know, for the first half and that first drive of the 3rd quarter. One of the things that, you know, you have to be thinking is this might seriously affect Indiana's offense.
Yeah.
So you've got to be thinking on the Baltimore sideline that if we can get stops, you know, our situation isn't as bad as it was, because, you know, right now, you know, they're just, you know, their offense has basically been reduced to quarterback run.
Oh, he takes a shot at the end. They're going to say he was down, but seems to be up okay.
And it's a first down. So
are they going to spot that at the – no. Oh, spotted at the 37. So, yeah. It'll be a first.
It'll be first down and 10 right here. Nice job right there by Herron getting to the edge and getting past the sticks for the first down. I mean, and all they're doing right now, except for the pass to start this off. I mean,
well, and even including that, it's been the number 2 show.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be that way. I'm sure this was always Plan B.
Yeah.
If when this happens, this is how we're going to operate. Here's a quick screen. They got it. I mean, this is really good play calling.
Yep. Well, you know, another thing that I wonder, something that we saw from Indiana early was just absolute pinpoint precision timing on their jet sweeps.
Jet sweep.
And how much of that is going to be affected now that Stephen Brown isn't the signal caller back there?
Well, I mean, you start. They said they had 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
I didn't hear it. I'll trust your ears on that one. But it feels about right.
Yeah, I would think so. orbit motion again.
And for the first time, we're going to get a handoff here on this drive from Heron to Wells.
Gain of about 2 on the play, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
But another thing that it does is it might
Clock.
only get 2 yards, but it eats a chunk of time off of that clock. And as you can see, like we talked about, Indiana clearly in no kind of hurry at all.
Especially in the. So that was 1 minute to go. I thought he said 4 minutes to go.
And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. And so, like we said, right on cue, Baltimore punting away their final possession of the third quarter, just the one possession in this third quarter for the Baltimore United, and that is not what you need when it's a 2-possession game. And Indy in full control here. And, you know, I wonder how much of the decision of Stephen Brown not being in was more of a, you know what, we've got a 2-score lead. He is clearly our offense, and we want to win in the Sunshine Bowl. So how much of it is, if he might be questionable, you say, well, we'll just take our chances here with Heron because we just need to run this clock out and preserve our star for the Sunshine Bowl. And if needed, we can bring him back in if they get to that point. But right now, the way that their defense is playing, they put their faith in their defense that they can rest their quarterback right now and roll to a victory here as we start the fourth quarter. Indy leading 18-6.
And with the ball. And with no intention of giving it back anytime soon.
Well, they just ate 6 minutes of clock on 5 plays. And one of those was an incomplete pass.
Which, to me, it seems impossible. Unless they're just running the clock.
Possibly. But either way, the winner of today's game is going to face off against the winner of game number 2 of the Dirty Bowl. That game is going to be between the Capital City Seahawks and the Cincinnati Dukes, coming up here at 4 p.m. on the Score 58 Network. Please stick around with us for that one.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing the Capital City Seahawks.
Like we talked about at halftime, the Seahawks have made it to the Sunshine Bowl 3 straight years. Through the first 3 years, then had 3 years where they did not do it. Oh, a little bit of reverse action. Plenty of time to throw. Heron looks back across his body.
Nice throw and catch. That's going to be a first down.
It is.
I mean, that was some Kyle Shanahan play call right there.
It really was.
Fake, roll the opposite way.
And then find Debo on the other side of the field.
There it is. And as you can see, the updated stats with third quarter added, you know, you're looking at this, the Firehawks up to 258 yards. You know, so there was obviously a penalty on this play.
Looked like it was in the area of holding based on the way that they're marking it off.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and about 20. That was a really nice play, last play. Really nice execution. Great throw. Now you're getting nearly, you know.
Heavy pass rush. Can't complete it on the slant. Incomplete. And you throw in incomplete passes and you kind of play right into what Baltimore is hoping that you're doing.
Yep. I'm not really certain how many times you want to rip a slant in there with your backup quarterback, considering all the things that happen. It looks like we got roughing the passer.
And it is. And, you know, Coach, we talked at halftime. Among other things, Baltimore has struggled getting things going offensively for themselves for sure, but the penalties have been killer.
Yeah, they haven't. There have been no cheap penalties. You had the block in the back that took away the first down of the game. Then you had the toss sweep that went for no yards. Then you had the personal foul on that to turn 2nd and 10 into 2nd and 25 from when you were inside the 30, for starting field position. You score a touchdown. You get a 15-yard penalty for taunting that ends up on the kickoff. That shortens the field and allows Indiana to score right before half. So, I mean, it's been a issue for them this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is you look at a lesser team is one that isn't going to be able to take advantage of those mistakes, and Indiana is not that team. They're 11-3 for a reason, and as you said, every single one of those penalties they have taken advantage of.
I will say this for Baltimore. Their linebackers, you do not run the football inside on them. You may get it to the edge, but if you're trying to run the football from B-gap to B-gap, you're going to get a headache.
Yeah. And so after would that be first down run?
That was a first down run.
Goes for nothing, a little less than nothing, maybe a loss of 1.
I'd give him back to the line, say 2nd and 10.
Herron looking down the middle of the field. It's
almost like you don't want to let your backup quarterback keep throwing in-breaking routes because there are a lot of people in there, and when everybody's running an in-breaking route, if you pick it off, guess who's not anywhere near the sideline?
Any of your players.
The fast people. Your lineman may be there. This is a run-the-football scenario. It doesn't matter if you punt. Right now, a successful drive ends with a kick.
Yep.
Punt, field goal, extra point. And since we haven't seen anybody kick a field goal or an extra point, then this drive can be successful by ending with a punt.
Yep. The last thing you want to do here is give Baltimore any kind of life.
What was Baltimore's one touchdown after?
A turnover.
An interception returned to the 10-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
They have yet to prove they can drive the field and finish a drive. Don't give them the opportunity for cheap points. That was a heck of a jam down here.
False start.
Sounds of the game, man, all the time. And here we go. Clock goes back to running. Mr. Brown comes back into the game.
And he comes in looking like.
And now they're going to take a timeout.
He does not look like he has any kind of injury.
None. I think they were decided that, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to get this. We got a two-score lead. They can't do anything against our defense. We're going to take a look at this. It's awful gutsy. But with him coming in without it, or maybe they were working on him, and now he's just now ready to go.
Maybe so.
It's
all speculation for us here in the studio.
Very, very speculative of us.
Mm-hmm. Only thing we know for certain is that he was not in the game for a number of plays, and now looks like he's going to be coming back into the game at a very crucial play for them here on the 3rd down.
We also know for certain that we both have a face for radio.
Well,
and I have a haircut for radio.
I guess it depends on who you ask,
I mean,
I would say that probably my girlfriend and my mother would argue with you that I've got a pretty nice face. But I suppose until we're on the air, we'll never.
That was number 7 on Indiana was injured. Is that what y'all were looking for?
We were.
Yeah, it's all right, man. There's people listening to you out there in the old universe, and anything that you ask for, I'll put a headset on and help you out, gentlemen.
Cool.
So number 7 on Indiana. Who is that, gentlemen?
That's the quarterback, Stephen Brown, but he did look like he was coming back in. So we were just curious about maybe the nature of the injury there, since he's coming back on the field.
A reminder to everybody, we will be starting roughly about 15 minutes after this game. 4 o'clock kickoff is intact. We will start with a 10-minute pregame show. I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and Craig Chapman here on the Score 58 Network, bringing you the Dirty Bowl live from George Pierce Park in good old-fashioned Swanee, Georgia. 18-6, start of the halfway, give or take the nudge of the fourth quarter, probably about 12 minutes in. Would you agree with that, gentlemen? 12 minutes left on the clock.
I would think somewhere around in there.
Yeah, and we'll get that time on that. Y'all doing a great job here. Can the Baltimore United make a game of it right now? Do they need a turnover for a touchdown?
It depends on what happens on this play right here. Oh, my goodness.
And the answer to your question is now no. Stephen Brown comes in after injury, fires a rocket to the post.
All right, so you're going to see this right here. I'm going to show the replay right now, gentlemen. Are you ready? Because that makes me – I'm smiling a little bit too much right now because somebody said butter and somebody said, yeah, I'm the knife right there.
Wow.
Yeah, wow indeed is right.
I mean,
Kendale Williams with another phenomenal catch.
And then runs a little extra time off the clock.
Uh-huh.
If y'all only knew how well the stream was coming out of here, meaning what we get for, we apologize for any pixelization. We are happy that we're running at 720. And to do that, you're going to love this two-point conversion because I saw it before y'all saw it. I apologize. What? Don't look at me like that. We got everything delayed here. I'm ready for the person to streak on the field. I got Mrs. Colbert looking at me like, why you got to give it away like that?
Well, and we got Stephen Brown out of the game again. Herron's back in at quarterback. Thinking going to be a Wildcat quarterback run. Nope, it's going to be a throw. Pop pass. Flag.
What they call them, gentlemen?
Where they threw it
defensive
at,
hold?
it would be, yeah, I was sitting there defensive holding.
Wrong. Try again. Come on.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
That's what Pop's calling, man. He's on the mic.
So they're going to take this one, back it up.
We do appreciate, once again, everybody tuning in here on all our social media networks. Y'all have done a great job. We've eclipsed roughly 150 viewers combined here on the old Facebook, and then add a little bit more on our Vimeo channel. A lot of fun occurring across the board. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll get ready for this second game here shortly. We'll see what happens across. Did they score a touchdown, gentlemen?
They scored. They went for the two-point conversion, and
okay,
it was called back.
I'm yelling at my clock operator. She's got the 24 up on the board for the touchdown, so that was good.
Herron with a strike.
Ooh, that was a laser, buddy.
Incomplete.
All right, gentlemen, take it back over. I'll leave you alone. I'll give you updates on the time remaining. Thank y'all so much for tuning in here on the Score 58 Dirty Bowl 2023.
Well, if there was any doubt about who the player of the game might be after he came out,
it's not
he has
anymore.
erased it.
I mean,
Stephen Brown, who was out of this game, came in on a third down when they needed it the most and just hit an absolute strike to Kendale Williams for a 49-yard touchdown pass to, I mean, really, they put this one out of reach.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I can break the Coach Collins overtime curse by saying this football game is over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now, there would have to be some severe donations from Indiana for Baltimore to get back into it. You know, and if I'm just being quite honest with you, you know, I'm onside kicking right here because I don't want their return. You know, and when I say onside kick, I don't necessarily mean it has to look like the 10-yard onside kick. But I can kick this thing and squib it away from the returner that I don't want to touch the football.
I might kick it out of bounds. Just give it to him at the 40. On to kick is number 12. Once again, still don't have a number for the young man. Kickoff. Bit of a short kick. Room to run.
I mean,
Finally going to be taken out of bounds by number 53. Again, number 53 has had a good day on special teams in coverage.
Baltimore will take over. 1st and 10 at the Indiana 47. We had an up close and personal of the football right there with the drone. That was I was wondering if he was throwing it at it. Thing football came by, I was like, shh. So, Baltimore right here has got to, if you want to get back into it, and we're speaking on this is the coach coming back in me, everything's got to be sped up.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's got to be sped up. The play calling's got to be sped up. The execution's got to be sped up. And right now when we're looking at it, it's got to be get the ball, get it snapped, get the play off.
Well, and a different quarterback in the game in a very deep shotgun. Taking a shot
Oh.
all alone. What just happened?
It was almost like they ran someone off the sideline.
That's what it looked like.
It was almost like they ran someone off the sideline.
All right. Hey, just so everybody knows right now, we get the idea of we are watching you on Facebook. You always want somebody, hey, man, hey, watch the language, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got you live. I got my producer just yelling at me. I can't get she's ducking her head right now. But we do have Facebook. We would like to put your tweets out there and your quotes, but make sure you keep it PC, please. Back to the game. Sorry, gentlemen. Apologize. I appreciate your laughter, Stamp. Thank you.
Trips formation. Deep shotgun again.
Wow.
Catch made. And good defense played there by Indy.
That was a rocket.
It was on the run.
And here we go. I mean, that ball came out of his hand with an explosion.
Mm-hmm. Trips once again, rolling that way again. Very nearly taken down in the backfield for a sack. And that should bring up
4th down. 4th down and about 4.
And ball is at the Indiana 40.
This is the last gasp play of the game for Baltimore.
It really feels like it with 3 scores down. Just not enough time to mount anything if you can't get points on the board here. Two by two formation here.
That's going to be a 1st down. Whoa.
False start on the offense. And it will not be a 1st down.
Okay. I stand corrected.
It'll be 4th and 9.
It will be 4th and 9.
Well, 4th and 7. 7 or 8. As you can see, we've got the 7th annual Dirty Bowl here from George Pierce Park in Sewanee, Georgia, put on by Capital City Design Sports and Apparel and HMG Sports Marketing here on the Score 58 Network. You are watching the Indiana Firehawks leading the Baltimore United 24-6, and The laundry's coming out here now.
So it'll be interesting to see what this call is.
Offside, so they're going to get the 5 yards right back, and it'll make it 4th and 4 once again.
And that's what I thought the first one was.
Fourth and 4. I want to thank everybody for their engagement on Facebook.
Okay, then.
So after a pair of penalties essentially offset things, the false start and then the offsides, we're right back where we started, 4th and 4-ish. 2-by-2 formation still. Back up in front of the quarterback. Jet motion left to right. Looking back and taken down, number 30 for Indiana. That is Darian Taylor.
And that will bring up 1st and 10 for the Firehawks.
It will.
And a chance to salt this game away.
Just an excellent play defensively there from Taylor of staying with the play, staying disciplined on the backside of it, and not allowing the quarterback to escape, because he had room to run. If he got away there, he would have had the first down for sure, and then some.
Yes.
So just a great individual effort there to stay disciplined by Taylor, play his assignment, know what it was that he needed to do to make the play there for his team, and ends up creating another turnover on downs for the Baltimore United offense. And I wonder if we're going to see Brown back on the field. Looks like we're not. We have 10 players on the field. And probably going to get a timeout because of it. And indeed, Indiana takes a timeout, their final timeout of the half, final timeout of the game. And of course, while we have a moment here after the timeout.
Remind us why they do this Sunshine Bowl there, Alex.
Well, they do the Sunshine Bowl because, for those of you who are unaware, according to Semi-Pro HQ, over 1,000 teams in the United States alone refer to themselves as semi-pro, minor league, professional development, senior amateur, or adult amateur in over 60 different leagues. These players usually have played high school or college ball, and they want to continue competing after their eligibility has been exhausted. And the vast majority of these players do not get paid to play. They truly compete for the love of the game, purchase their own equipment, pay for their own transportation and lodging to and from games, home game expenses, etc. Often overlooked level of football is the reason that they've decided 20 years ago to bring the champions, runner-ups at all of their respective leagues together in one super extravaganza, thus the Sunshine Bowl Super Weekend.
Get your tickets. We're going to have the selection show roughly probably about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for those people in Hawaii. Use your math. That's all I can say. We definitely can't ask Miss Jennifer. We get in trouble about time zones with her. So, back to action. Here we go.
Well, and for anybody in Hawaii watching, your time for the selection show will be the quarterback's number 2. Reverse there.
They fumbled it, picked it up, and they're still going to get a first down. Gain of 14 and a first down.
Gain of 14 for 14, and Heron back in at quarterback, 2. Of course, that's the Hawaiian time of the selection show, 2.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Because, 7 minus 5.
too.
That's exactly what it is, Coach.
Absolutely.
You're a math teacher, right?
Absolutely not. If I was a math teacher, there would be a severe failure rate on the milestone test, because there'd be people like, why is this person teaching my child math when they can't do math? So 1st and 10 right here. Ball is at the 41-yard line of Baltimore.
Well, it's a football coach. All you got to do is count to 11, right?
Sometimes I let other people do that.
Handoff met in the hole.
Oh! Is that 28 again?
I think so. It was number 0 who initially made contact, and there he is, 28 in on the tackle, number 11 as well. And you said it, Coach. These inside linebackers for Baltimore, this is a team you don't run inside against.
Nope. No gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
So Indiana fortunate that they're not reliant on the inside run, because that's absolutely been something that Baltimore can take away.
Somebody went over to the sideline and said, don't call it again. Don't.
And Baltimore now with the timeout. So while we have a moment, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Capital City Designs Sports and Apparel. They're a sportswear company in Fort Washington, Maryland. They offer great quality products and great customer service to include designs for the lowest prices around. Everything is fully custom and designed uniquely for each customer. They will work within your budget to cover all your sports and apparel needs. They offer customized apparel such as football uniforms, track suits, polo shirts, compression shirts, and many other apparel items to supply your team. Capital City Design Sports and Apparel, bringing quality and affordability to the game.
It was interesting. They called the timeout, and they said it was called by 2 players on the defense. Is that what he said? That's what it sounded like he said.
I'm not sure.
It didn't come from the sideline. So we're about to get ready to pick action back up. 2nd and 10 right here for Indiana. Five-second clock started. So, I'm assuming that they'll keep it on the ground for the rest of this.
Yeah, 20 seconds by my count. And I'm thinking Indiana may be in danger of a delay of game here.
Well, they hadn't called one all day, so.
Play action. No flag.
It's 3rd and 10 right now.
Trying to get that one down the field to Will King Jr.
Two-minute warning, 1:55 left to go. So 3rd and 10 right here. If I'm Indiana right here, this is a run play.
And so that means we're probably going to get a pass. Speed option. Got the edge, but not going to be enough for the first. He's going to be taken down just short. It's a gain of about 6. They needed 10.
Yeah, but the clock's just going to keep running.
It is. It'll be 4th and 4. Good job of making sure to stay inbounds there by number 12. And so Baltimore's going to take a timeout here.
I like it. You don't get to take them with you into the offseason.
That is true.
Now, if they go for this on this 4th and 4 right here, and they get the first down, then it's just take a knee.
Yeah.
And I realize Baltimore, there's not realistically a chance for them. There's no way you can possess the ball that much. It just shows your guys that, you know, you're not giving up. So.
Well, and we talked about it at the opening. This Baltimore team has had a couple good years, and they've been runners-up past 2 years. Looks like they're going to be, you know, just on the outside looking in once again this year. But to your point, you know, it tells your team as a coaching staff, we're playing until there's 4 zeros. Doesn't matter if the game is out of reach, if it's close, doesn't matter to us. We're going to give you every opportunity to just keep on playing and keep on going. And so that has to instill you as a player with a lot of confidence going into the next year that you know this is a staff that isn't going to give up in any situation.
That's why I liked it. You know, I can understand people probably thinking, well, you know, why would they do that? You can't win. But it's not about that. It's about the other things, the perception of it.
Taking a shot.
So he caught the ball and has not scored yet. There's something you don't see every day.
That is the first time I've seen that.
And it does make the score 30-6.
It does.
4th and 4, they went for it.
Threw into double coverage.
Another great catch
by Kendall Williams, who you think he hurt us giving the player of the game away?
He was like, excuse me, the game's not over.
Because
they went ahead and called it, and they got handshakes coming.
Because those 2 throws from Stephen Brown that were incredible touchdown throws, catches were made by Kendall Williams.
Yes.
You know, I think as we wrap things up here 30-6, I think you still got to give player of the game to number 7, quarterback Stephen Brown. And we saw what an impact him being out of the game had on this Indiana offense as well. So that as much reason as any for being the player of the game. Shout out again to Kendall Williams with the touchdown right there at the end. 3 on the day for him on a couple of excellent catches as well. But, of course, we want to thank everybody for joining us here today for the first game of the 7th annual Dirty Bowl. It's going to conclude the first of the 2 matchups here at George Pierce Park in Swanee, Georgia. Our final score is the Indiana Firehawks 30, the Baltimore United 6. Congratulations to the Indiana Firehawks, who will be moving on to face the winner of our second game in the Sunshine Bowl coming up mid-February in a few weeks. Congratulations to the Baltimore United on a great season as well. We talked about it. You know, they've got a lot to build on for the next season. It's an opportunity in these semi-pro matchups for people to continue to play the game of football, this great game that's so hard to be able to play once high school and college days are over. So it's a great thing that they're doing here for the Sunshine Bowl. But, again, congratulations to Indiana. Coach, final thoughts?
I thought that, you know, after it got tied at 6, the penalty that set it up, the short drive, but since since that touchdown right before the half, it was just complete domination by Indiana. I thought their defense played outstanding.
Yep.
And their defense gave their offense a chance to figure it out. When they figured it out, buddy, it was on.
Absolutely. I mean, 54 total yards of offense for the United. Just a great defensive standout performance. Again, great performances offensively from Stephen Brown and from Kendall Williams for Indiana. But as things wrap up here, don't go anywhere. We have the second game of the Dirty Bowl, 7th Annual Dirty Bowl, coming up here in just a short little while. For Craig Chapman, Bo McMichael, and the entire Score 58
we ain't
Network
going
crew.
nowhere at all, man. We got time. They're giving away the trophy, buddy. Don't end this, man. We got final game stats out here.
Well, there you go.
I mean, you gotta acknowledge what the Firehawks defense did. Okay, talk about this, gentlemen. I mean, you already gave the player of the game to the quarterback, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So talk to me a little bit about. And I know I'll look at it real quick about the number of plays each team had here. I'll take a look at that. Total plays of the Indiana Firehawks 43. Total plays of Baltimore is 29. But what do you do defensively right now? Talk to me. You're a defensive coach, Alex. Talk to me about how wonderful the Firehawks. How successful will they be in the Sunshine State?
Well, I think they have an opportunity to be really successful. We'll see what they're up against here coming up in our second game, but that defensive
they won't
front,
play each other. It'll be somebody totally different.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
No problem, man. One's 3A, one's 2A, man. It's okay.
Understood.
That's why I pay you the big bills, so just not worry about that kind of stuff, brother. Go ahead.
But, if their defensive front, who was absolutely lights out today, if they play the way they did today in the Sunshine Bowl, they have a really good shot at coming away with a championship.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Craig, any last thoughts about the stats and about the overall game? I know you've said stuff already.
Yeah, but I just, going back and looking at it, drives in the second half of 64, 74, and 59 yards. And, they had a 93-yard drive and a 45-yard drive, and then ended the half inside the 10-yard line. So when you look at how they did all this stuff, they have playmakers all over the field, and if your defense is only going to surrender 53 yards,
right?
Then it's going to be rough for whoever they play because they've got to defend all 53 in the third, and they've got to be able to handle really good offensive play calling, which is what I thought for the most part Indiana had today.
Yeah, that's a great point. The play calling was on point for Indiana offensively all day long.
All right, gentlemen. Alex, take us out. I'll leave you alone for interrupting you. I just want to give the game stats. We got a guy working the game stats, Teddy Robertson, and I just wanted to make sure he got that game stats out there for us, man. He's done a great job giving us information. Go ahead and call us out, and we'll head out. And we'll be back with pregame at 4:05, kickoff at 4:15.
Well,
go ahead, buddy.
Absolutely. Got to give flowers to everybody behind the scenes. Like we said, it's and there's the shower for the coach, but we can't do anything we do without the great people behind the scenes, everybody at the Score 58 team. Thank you very much for joining us here today. For Craig Chapman, Bo McMichael, and the whole team, I'm Alex Schaefer. Don't go anywhere. As we said, Game 2 of the 7th Annual Dirty Bowl Classic is coming up here in just a short little bit. Stick with us here on the Score 58 Network, wherever you're catching the action. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.